The key word for me is concerns. So we'll talk opportunities later, but the concern for me here is in our immediate vicinity, and that's the GOA expansion. GOA, the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority, sometimes known as the East Airfield expansion. The short story is there's about 1,300 acres right next door that we're not quite sure what the Aviation Authority wants to do, but a lot of the neighbors in this vicinity as well as down the road have been working with GOA for 3 years. I've been involved in that. But the point is, we're talking to GOA, we're trying to explain our concerns, and we will see what GOA does. But it's going to have it could have some potential negative impacts on us from the standpoint of noise, pollution, etc. That's the #1 concern in this neighborhood.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Mr. Rayle, you have 1 minute.
Thank you. As I stated in my opening remarks, I believe that crime is the #1 issue that we need to address. My education and my profession, once again, have afforded me with those issues, that knowledge that's required to change things in Orlando. Folks, if statistics hold right, somebody's car is being broken into right now out in the parking lot. We need to bring this to a stop. We live in a relatively crime-free area compared to the rest of Orlando, but again, I do have a plan. I want to state once more, I do know what I'm doing, and as a professor of higher education, I too expect to be graded. Put me in office, we will reduce this crime rate.
My platform rests in bringing and trying to bring more businesses to Orlando. So obviously, as you walk a district like this, you see a lot of vacant land where the opportunity exists to relocate more business, specifically to the Narcoossee Road area. So obviously, I am all about trying to get more business to relocate to Orlando. I also want to partner more. I want the city of Orlando to partner more to open small businesses in the city of Orlando. And of course, as a parent, a person who's taken care of a parent now for 26 years, I certainly want to make sure that seniors are protected and that fraud for seniors is not apparent in our city. So crime is also a very important issue to me.
Thank you. Mr. Smith?
Like Mr. Gray, I think the GOA expansion is the biggest issue here, and I will be an advocate for the neighbors and the neighborhoods that will be directly impacted by that proposed expansion. I think it's totally a disservice that the GOA board and those negotiating for GOA have not been more open-minded and been more willing to be collaborative in their efforts to look at that expansion by talking and working directly with the neighbors and trying to get that buy-in from the neighborhood. So as your next commissioner, I would make sure that we have that collaborative dialogue. We have 2 mayors who serve on that GOA board. I have a direct ear of one of those mayors, and I would certainly hope to be able to utilize that. And another thing is the Lake Nona Park issue. We don't need to have another 3-year extension granted for a park that was promised to every single resident that bought their property in here and made that investment in this community.